All right, so if you're listening to this and you're in the automotive world, probably dealing with dealerships, or maybe you're part of a dealership in management or marketing,
Yeah.
you're probably always looking for ways to get a leg up, right?
Yeah.
The competition is fierce, and
Absolutely.
finding those strategies that actually work, especially when it comes to something like AI, that can be a real game changer.
Totally. And it seems like every day there's a new AI tool or new strategy or something
Right.
that promises to revolutionize how dealerships work.
Exactly. And that's kind of what led us to this whole deep dive, right? We've been digging into what's called the 30-day AI protocol transformation system.
Yeah, it's a mouthful, I know.
Yeah, it is a mouthful, but it's important stuff.
It is.
And we wanted to break it down in a way that anyone working in a dealership can understand and actually use. Like, we're not trying to overwhelm anyone with tech talk. We want to cut through all that and really focus on the stuff that's going to move the needle.
Yeah, because at the end of the day, people in dealerships, they need to see results, right? They've got targets to hit, they've got customers to satisfy, and AI should be helping them do that, not making things more complicated.
Absolutely. So think of this deep dive as your cheat sheet to thriving with AI in the car business.
Love it.
So let's get into it. The source material we're looking at, it really frames this whole 30-day AI protocol as like the blueprints for building this, dealership of the future that's powered by AI.
Yeah, it's not just about like adding a chatbot to your website or using some fancy software for ad targeting.
Yeah.
It's about fundamentally changing how you approach everything.
Right. It's a whole mindset shift, isn't it?
It really is. And, a lot of times people talk about AI, they focus on the tools, the technology, but this protocol, it emphasizes the why behind it.
Right.
Why are we integrating AI into dealerships in the first place?
Yeah, and what's the bigger picture here?
Exactly. What strategic impact will it have on everything we do, from attracting customers to closing deals to managing operations?
Okay, so that's where this gets interesting, right? You've got dealerships who get the potential of AI. They see how it could help with lead generation, customer engagement, all that good stuff.
Yeah.
But then there's this gap between understanding it and actually putting it into practice.
It's a huge gap. And it's where a lot of dealerships get stuck. They might have the vision, they might even have some of the tools, but they're not sure how to make it all work together.
Yeah, it's like having all the ingredients for an amazing meal, but you don't know the recipe.
Perfect analogy.
Right, so they're left wondering, where do we even start?
Yeah, how do we take all this AI knowledge and actually implement it in our day-to-day operations?
Right, and are we even doing it right?
Exactly. Are we actually seeing a return on our investment, or are we just spinning our wheels?
Okay, so this is where the protocol introduces this thing called the action plan. Specifically, it's called the 30 Days to Sell Cars, the official AI protocol action plan. Quite a mouthful.
It is. It's a mouthful, but it's also like the missing piece of the puzzle.
Okay.
It's the practical, hands-on guide that takes all those high-level concepts from the protocol and turns them into concrete steps that dealerships can take.
So if the protocol is the blueprint, this is the construction crew coming in and saying, okay, here's how we're actually going to build this thing.
Exactly. And what I really appreciate about this action plan is it's focused on getting results fast.
Okay.
It's not about waiting months or years to see some kind of return on your AI investment. It's about demonstrating the value right away. Those early wins that build momentum and excitement within the dealership.
Okay, so we're not talking about some massive overhaul that takes forever, right?
No, not at all. This is about making AI a part of your daily operations in a way that's manageable and impactful.
Okay, so the action plan is broken down into 5 phases spread out over a month, right?
Yeah, that's right.
So let's walk through those quickly to get a sense of what each phase entails. The first phase is called fundamentals and preparation. That's week 1.
Yeah, that's where you lay the groundwork.
Yeah.
You figure out what you're actually trying to achieve with AI.
Right. Are we trying to get more leads? Are we trying to improve our closing rates? What's the main goal here?
Exactly. And then it's about really understanding your audience, using data to segment your customers so you can target them more effectively.
Okay, so we're not just blasting out the same message to everyone, right? We're getting more specific.
Exactly. AI can really help with that. Identifying those key customer groups and tailoring your messaging to resonate with them.
Okay, so week 1 is all about getting clear on your goals and your audience.
And preparing your AI-powered marketing campaigns.
Yeah.
Getting everything set up and ready to launch.
Okay, so then we move into week 2, which is called execution.
This is where the rubber meets the road.
Mm-hmm.
You actually start putting those AI-powered campaigns into action.
Okay, so this is where we launch those targeted ads, this personalized email sequences.
Yeah, and start using AI to optimize your website for lead capture.
Okay, so The main objective here is to start generating leads and appointments, right?
Exactly. Get that pipeline flowing.
Okay. Then we're on to week 3, which is called push for scale.
So by this point, you should be seeing some initial results from your AI campaigns.
Right.
And phase 3 is all about identifying what's working really well and scaling it up.
Okay, so if we see that a certain ad campaign is performing really well, we double down on that.
Exactly. Or if we're getting great engagement from a specific customer segment, we focus our efforts there.
Okay, so it's about amplifying those successes.
And it's also about refining your messaging based on the data you're gathering.
Right, because AI can give you some really valuable insights into what's resonating with your customers.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So you can use that feedback to make your campaigns even more effective.
Okay, then we get to week 4, which is streamline and expand.
So by this point, your AI systems are up and running, you're seeing results.
Right.
And phase 4 is all about making those systems even more efficient.
Okay, so this is where we start automating tasks.
Exactly. Things like lead follow-up appointment confirmations. Anything that can be done automatically frees up your team to focus on those high-value customer interactions.
Right, because ultimately you want your team closing deals, not doing busy work.
Exactly. And it's also about exploring other ways you can use AI in your dealership.
Okay, so maybe there are some other departments or processes that could benefit from AI.
Yeah, exactly. It's about continuous improvement and finding those opportunities to innovate.
Okay, so that brings us to the final phase, which is the month-end blitz days, 28 through 30.
This is all about maximizing your results in those crucial last few days of the month.
Okay, so it's that final push to close as many deals as possible.
Exactly. Follow up with those promising leads, re-engage those potential buyers.
Right, create that sense of urgency.
Yeah, and make sure that no opportunity slips through the cracks.
Okay, so this is all sounding pretty good in theory, but the source material actually claims that this action plan has been proven to work in hundreds of dealerships across North America.
Yeah, it's not just some hypothetical framework. It's a system that's been tested and refined in the real world.
Okay, and they're saying it's generated billions in sales across all the major automotive brands.
That's right, which I think is huge because it shows that this isn't just some niche strategy that works for a few dealerships. It's a broadly applicable system that can deliver results for pretty much any car dealership.
Okay, so what is it about this action plan that makes it so effective?
Well, I think one of the key things is it takes the guesswork out of AI implementation.
Okay.
A lot of dealerships, they struggle with where to even begin. They get overwhelmed by all the choices, the technical details.
Right. It can be paralyzing.
Exactly. But this action plan, it provides a clear roadmap. It breaks down those complex AI concepts into manageable daily actions.
Okay, so it's like having that step-by-step guide that tells you exactly what to do and when to do it.
Exactly. And that makes it so much easier for dealerships to get started and see results quickly.
Right. And the text also talks about how the action plan provides that immediate feedback and motivation.
Yeah, because you're constantly seeing progress.
Yeah.
You're tracking your leads, your appointments, your sales.
Right. And that positive reinforcement keeps you going. It keeps you motivated to keep implementing the plan.
Exactly. It's not just about setting it and forgetting it. You're actively involved and you're seeing those results unfold.
Okay. And another thing that seems smart is how the action plan aligns with the existing monthly sales cycle that dealerships already operate on.
Yeah, it's not trying to reinvent the wheel. It's working within that familiar framework.
Right, because dealerships are already used to operating on a monthly basis.
Exactly. So it's not disruptive. It's just enhancing and optimizing what they're already doing.
Okay. And the protocol also acknowledges that not all dealerships are created equal, right? Some are market leaders, some are trying to rebuild.
Yeah, exactly. And the action plan can be adapted to those different situations.
Okay. So whether you're a top performer or you're trying to catch up, there's a way to apply this.
Absolutely. It's about leveraging AI to achieve your specific objectives, whatever those may be.
Okay. So let's talk about resources for a minute. The text mentions that the action plan comes with over 40 templates and tools.
Yeah, these are really practical hands-on resources that make implementation so much easier.
Okay, so give us some examples. What kind of stuff are we talking about?
Well, you've got things like pre-written email scripts that are optimized for AI-driven personalization.
Okay, so those are emails that can be automatically tailored to each individual customer.
Exactly. You've also got ad creatives that are specifically designed to resonate with those target customer segments that we talked about earlier.
Okay, so these are ads that are more likely to grab attention and generate leads.
Exactly. You've got social media outreach prompts that leverage AI insights into customer behavior.
Okay, so these are prompts that can help you start conversations and build relationships with potential customers on social media.
Exactly. And you've even got proven appointment setting formulas.
Okay, so these are scripts or frameworks that can help your team convert those leads into actual showroom visits.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So these resources, they take a lot of the heavy lifting out of AI implementation.
Okay, so they save you time and effort, and they make it more likely that you'll actually succeed with AI.
That's the goal.
Okay, so we've covered a lot of ground here. Let's bring it all together. What's the main takeaway for our listeners today?
I think the key message is that if you're serious about using AI to transform your dealership, you need a structured approach.
Right.
The 30-day AI protocol provides that overarching strategy, but the action plan, the 30 days to sell cars action plan, that's where the rubber meets the road.
Right, it's the execution piece.
Exactly. It's the step-by-step guide that tells you exactly what to do and when to do it, and it's been proven to work.
Okay, so it's not just about understanding AI, it's about taking action.
Absolutely. And it's about having a system that's designed to get results.
Okay, so for those listeners who are ready to take that next step and start implementing AI in their dealership, how can they learn more about this action plan?
Well, the best place to start is the official website, 30daystosellcars.com.
Okay, and on the website, they can find more information about the program.
Yeah, they can see case studies. They can really get a sense of how this action plan can help them achieve their goals.
Okay, so to wrap up our deep dive today, we've explored the 30-day AI protocol transformation system, looking at both the big picture strategy and the practical steps involved in implementation.
And we've really focused on that 30 days to sell cars action plan, because that's what's going to make the biggest difference for dealerships who are ready to embrace AI.
Right. It's the bridge between theory and practice.
Exactly. And as you think about everything we've discussed today, ask yourself, could this action plan be the key to unlocking a new level of growth for your dealership?
Right. Could this be the thing that helps you consistently hit your targets and stay ahead of the competition?
Because AI is no longer a futuristic concept. It's here. It's now, and it's changing the game.
Absolutely. And the dealerships that embrace it and implement it effectively, those are the ones that are going to thrive.
I completely agree. And the 30-day AI protocol and the action plan, they provide a proven framework for doing just that.
So we encourage you to explore those resources and consider how they could help you navigate this exciting new era of AI-powered automotive retail.
Absolutely. And best of luck on your AI journey.
We'll see you next time on The Deep Dive.